So I just had one of the most interesting experiences of my life. This is something I went into briefly on a video I did earlier, but I kind of wanted to go a little bit more in depth about what I've been doing over the past few weeks, something I've been working very hard on. And believe it or not, this is a children's book. Yes, this is a book. It is written by me under a pen name, and it is called Kingdom of Ice. And I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. If you could go to Amazon.com, search Kingdom of Ice, give it a review, or better yet, buy the book. I believe it's $9.99 on Kindle, or if you want a physical copy, I believe it's $14.95. I think there's a sale going on right now. If you could please support this, because there are a lot of forces actually going after this book, and this is something I'm going to get into right now. But this is a idea I had because a couple years ago, I remember when someone wrote a children's book that subtly and in a very entertaining way alluded to, how do they say it on YouTube? Transmissions, being able to, be fluid, being able to be male or female, no matter what your birth sex is. And they made that into a children's book. And a lot of conservatives on social media, particularly X, were sharing this around, outraged over this book. And rightfully so, because this is evil stuff that they were pushing. And I mean, they're still doing it now, but they're not doing it even close to as much as they were doing it a couple years ago, because obviously that was the Biden administration. That was the height of this woke agenda, this woke culture. And it felt like if you're a conservative living in the United States, you were fighting a uphill battle. But I got I got the idea for this book from that. And I was thinking back and I said, conservatives need some propaganda of their own. And, not all propaganda is bad propaganda. And this is something I thought was important because I believe that children need to be taught the importance of keeping their community safe. Just because you have people that are coming into your country does not mean that is good for your country, does not mean that is good for your society, your culture, your community. Of course, there is the cliche, you import the third world, you become the third world. So I wrote this book, Kingdom of Ice. And like I said, it was a very interesting experience because this book was promptly posted on Reddit. And this is the start of my very interesting experience with writing a book. This is the very first book I have written. Spent a lot of time on it. And it was posted on Reddit. And if you know anything about Reddit, it is a liberal cesspool. And the two subreddits that I'm going to reference here directed or caused a ton of bad reviews on my book. It tanked the reviews. It was down to 1.7 reviews for a while, or 1.7 stars for a while. But this is what happened. So someone posted a screenshot of my book on Bad Reads and said, really hated this book. And the comments are absolutely perfect. I mean, I guess I could thank them for giving me free attention, free press. That's good. However, it's not very easy to get good reviews on a book because when any product that you post, any product that you put out there, especially if you're a new author or a new anything just starting, it seems like you're kind of screaming into the void. And that's how I kind of felt. But some of these comments were absolutely insane. And, it was a little bit gratifying because some of these people noticed the rage bait that I was putting on this book. Of course, Kristi Noem is the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. That's why I named this, or that's why I wrote it under a pen name, Misty Poem, because I did want to maximize the rage if a liberal were to look at this, because I kind of do see it as free marketing, similar to what happened a couple years ago when the conservatives were posting that book about the trans stuff. And it got shared all over the internet. So it was intentional. However, there are negative effects of that happening. Someone on Reddit said, quote, Misty Poem, God, they're a creative bunch on the far right, aren't they? And this person's long knives, I don't know who these people are. This is just Reddit people. Said, I assume that some dogs must get killed in this book. Then if you continue down the line, The way they phrase this obvious propaganda is insane. Quote, holding the line against sneaky outsiders. Did Jehovah's Witnesses write this book? And if you go to the description of the book, that's exactly what it says. And I'm going to read it now. In the frosty realm of shimmering towers and crystal dreams, an old sleepy king makes a mistake that nearly melts his entire kingdom. When he invites warmth into his frozen land, chaos erupts, ice disappears. So that was intentional right there. This is a pro-ice children's book. Like I said, it's supposed to be subtle. Towers drip and stinky orange heat blobs take over. But from the puddles of despair, a new hero rises. The strong king, brave and bold, determined to make ice great again and save the kingdom. So this is what is enraging them so much, because I'm subtly alluding to ice being a good thing. And for children, even though, I mean, they're just ice cubes, but children to look at this and maybe internalize the moral of the story. In this fun allegory, join the little blue ice children and brave ice cubes as they fight to bring back order to their chilly home. Bursting with giggles and gallant quests and genuine warmth of heart, Kingdom of Ice delights young readers with lessons in unity, resilience, and holding the line against sneaky outsiders. That's the line right there that really enraged them. Ideal for little ones aged 3 through 8, this enchanting, vividly drawn adventure weaves magic, mischief, and a classic call to bravery, duty, and safeguarding your community. So that is the description. And this is one of the things that really absolutely outraged these Redditors. This person said, something grooming and shoving a political agenda down children's throat. Wait a second. I would bet anything that this person was not saying that when that person wrote a book about a child being able to be a man or a woman or a girl or a boy, no matter what their birth sex was. I can guarantee you that. This person says, there's nothing I hate more than being uncomfortable in a warm temperature. So this is perfect. Okay. This person said, quote, genuine warmth of heart. Went on. I mean, there were hundreds of comments on this post. Misty Poem is clearly a pen name for Joseph Goebbels. Raise your right hand somewhat high, kiddos, if you're interested in story time. Hold it. What if it's literally Christy Gnome trying to be subtle? And this is what I really loved is they got the joke. They got the reference. Christy Gnome, Misty Poem. I mean, that was very, very satisfying to me. This person says, this is beyond evil. Quote, holding the line against sneaky outsiders. Okay, is this what we're calling Latinos now? This person says, sounds like another Behind the Bastards book episode. I don't know what that is. This one says, bursting with giggles, gallant quests, and genuine warmth of heart as we teach your child the nasty brown people don't belong in America. And he totally misses the point of the story. It was also posted on a subreddit called There Was an Attempt. And this person said there was an attempt to write a pro-ICE children's book. And it's kind of funny because it was an attempt. I actually did it. I actually wrote this pro-ICE children's book. This person said, did Nazis literally do stuff like this? It is indoctrinating. Okay, it's kind of hard to read this comment because they're not using proper English. This is indoctrinating the children into believing in the regime. I'm going to be real for a second. This is probably someone trying to grift right-wingers. The problem is that the grift also negatively affects children who don't understand that their parents are racist a-holes. And then this person said, "Bye, Misty Poem. Sounds a lot like Christy Gnome." And the OP said, "LMO, I didn't even notice that." And the last one here, got to be satire, right? Misty Poem sounds like a name a 5-year-old would make up if they didn't want you. If they didn't want you to know their name was Christy Gnome, which makes me think it's actually real. So there's a conspiracy theory out there that this is actually Christy Gnome writing this book. So that is my very interesting experience writing a book, guys. I didn't realize how vigilant the left is because I posted this book. It was posted on Reddit. How did they even get this? Because like I said, when you put a product out there, feels like you're posting into the void. I did not expect this kind of attention from this book. This book is now at 23 reviews. And some of them are good because I did ask some of my audience to review the book. But there are still a lot of bad reviews out there, and that's what's holding it down. I want to get to at least 4 stars on this book, because I think that's about as good as I'm going to get. And to get 4 stars, I believe right now I'd have to get like 27 or 30 more 5-star reviews. So I'm not asking you to go and give it a 5-star review because I believe that is illegal. I'm asking you to go as a rational member of society and buy this book or leave it a review, or both. Better yet, do both. Buy it, leave it a review, because I think this is a important moral for kids to internalize. But some of these reviews are like this: "It's an amazing book for my children. They are already reading Mein Kampf and really celebrating the fascist ways. Nothing like destroying what America really is about, but mainly for the ways of being white and right," which is interesting because I don't say anything about being white in this book. This person said, "If you like Mein Kampf, you will surely enjoy this book. Greatest book since Mein Kampf." I don't know why they're so obsessed with Mein Kampf here. There's nothing about Germany in this book, I don't think. Last time I checked, I wrote it, so I think I would know. Couldn't care less about this AI-generated book. This is another common thing. They are all saying that this book is AI-generated, and they're mocking that. Created by Misty Poem, a.k.a. Christy Nome, this book meant to have children get used to thought of all the illegal activity being conducted by the U.S. government. Okay. Then we got some good reviews. Great book. This person, Megan, said, "We live in a dystopian world with child indoctrination books now, I guess." Yes. The book with 2 boy penguins is somehow indoctrinating kids. So this is one of these pro-LGBTQ books that was put out there. I guess one of them, I mean, there's several of them, but one of them must have had 2 boy penguins. And this is how they were subtly brainwashing children into thinking that lifestyle is normal. But they go on to say, "But this AI-generated pro-fascist slop isn't." Okay, sure. This book is trash. I swear this type of crap is some kind of mental illness. This is not even worth the free Kindle read unless you want to be even more disappointed with the world, okay? And then we got this person, "Hilarious satire. Thank you, Suz. I really appreciate it." And let's see. I think we have some more here. Next page. Let's go to next page here. AI slop. Okay. "Kingdom of crap. Just awful. What an appalling piece of garbage." So this is when it was posted on Reddit, I guess, because we have like this. These were the first reviews I got on the book. A bunch of 1-star reviews. And they all just slammed the book. They didn't read the book. They didn't buy the book. They didn't read the sample. All they read was the description. And then this one, last one I'm going to read. "Misty Poem, Sleepy King, inviting warmth to the land and creating chaos. If you think the fine print of this book is okay, then you are what's wrong with everything going on. Hardly a fun allegory teaching kids about teamwork." I don't know. I think it's a great allegory teaching kids about teamwork, because I believe that what is going on in the United States right now with ICE deporting all these illegal immigrants is very important. And a lot of people feel like Donald Trump is using strong arm tactics, and I don't think he's going hard enough. I think he needs to go further. I think he needs to absolutely crush the left. What they're doing with these illegal immigrants, and what these illegal immigrants are doing in the United States, whether they're good people or bad people, whatever you think of illegal immigrants, it is shifting our culture in a way that I think is very alarming. So stuff like books, stuff like teaching our children the reasons why we have these laws, the reason why these illegal immigrants are illegal immigrants and not immigrants, not just immigrants. There's illegal attached to them, because it shifts our culture, shifts our society, shifts our economy in all sorts of alarming ways. And the kingdom of ICE starts to melt. It does bad things to a community, bad things to a society, bad things to a country when you have too many outsiders come into a place and they start getting control of the levers of power. But ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm going to link this down below in the comments and in the description. Please go to Amazon.com, review Kingdom of ICE, buy the book. Like I said, it's $9.99 on Kindle. You can download it right away. Or if you would like a physical copy, that'd be awesome as well. Please go review it, buy it, and let me know that you did it down below in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. God bless.